Hello everyone, friends. Thank you for visiting Bitcoin Adept. Today we will talk about the price of Bitcoin and to what levels we might reach as the price decreases. And after we have decreased, will we go up, surpassing these local Bitcoin values, or has the bear market started and we are going down? I will also give away $3,000 to those who join me. So let's get started. 3-day chart. You see, I have the 100-period moving average, and at the moment we are trading right above it, but very close. And if you pay attention, during the last correction we were also trading above it. But a couple of times we dipped below it, although before that we were trading clearly above it. And the further Bitcoin goes up towards its maximum values, the stronger the corrections we experience. The corrections fall below some significant levels. And if we now apply the Fibonacci correction, using the starting point from this reaccumulation of Bitcoin, there are two options for determining the levels. The first is from this point of major Bitcoin accumulation. But you see that this level 0.382 x0, this one we quite successfully and quickly pierce through as we go down. And the second method of determination, when the correction is deeper, is from the very bottom. From the bottom, where we were, that is, we stretch to these local maximum values, and the 0.382 level currently falls at $73,900 to $74,000. That is to these local maximum values that we had in March 2024, which is a year ago. And a curious person might ask, why exactly 0.382? But very often corrections are precisely to 0.382. If we look here at the small global movements, we now skip these movements, although there was this 0.382 correction on them as well. If we look at these main, corrective movements, then 0.380 is where Bitcoin fell. The next main movements, we stretch from 1 to 0 here. Also, at this level, at 0.382, Bitcoin fell, after which it moved away and went up. Honestly, I expected that this correction would not be from $109,000 as it happened now. At the moment, I expected that the correction would be at $120,000, but this range is not that large. I assumed that from 120 there would be a very strong correction, meaning everyone would be shaken out of altcoins, and it's quite likely to be around 40% or even 50%. We could have gone down so that people would exit even from Bitcoin, finding around $60,000. Well, correctly, 50% down from 120,000 is 60,000. Someone might say that these are very large corrections, that it already smells like a bear market. But guys, if we go back, for example, to the year 2021, in the same February-March period, here we came. Yes, it turned out that we reached locally maximum values for Bitcoin. And at some point, after about 3 months, you could say, of unloading, we went down and we went. Let's see how much. Yes, it was a correction. And this was, guys, a correction before the move upwards, accordingly to maximum values. Here, very few people were closing their Bitcoin or altcoin. But when we flew down, and we flew down by minus 56%, that's when everyone realized that a bear market had definitely started. But correctly, before Bitcoin was worth, look, $64,000 and some change, and it fell quickly. Practically in how long did it fall? Let's see. It was just such an instantaneous drop. It happened with a minus 51% in 9 days. And from $64,000, how far did Bitcoin fall? 128,300. And here everyone was very scared. People were jumping out of Bitcoin and they were leaving altcoins without even thinking. So I'm sitting here now thinking, what's the point? They are leading people to the point where it seems like a bear market is slowly starting. Many people became very disappointed in altcoins because there are few people in Bitcoin. Yes, everything seems fine with Bitcoin. It was worth $16,000. Now it's 80, even during corrections. But with altcoins, everything is bad and people are greatly disappointed. And it's quite likely that the big players, who are they? This disappointment won't just be left as is but this correction is small, which happened now. Yes, let's see. This correction is only 29%. That is, if it were like in 2021 at minus 56%, yes. But this is Bitcoin at 47,800. But guys, I don't think that will happen because altcoins at that moment would probably completely collapse. A quite possible scenario. The development of events is precisely reaching $73,000 to $74,000. Up to these previous maximum values, up to 0.382 according to Fibonacci. And from here, you can approximately look for a certain reversal, and I will specifically strengthen my spot positions in altcoins. You know that I haven't been buying more altcoins for a long time, not averaging down. I bought the majority of them, somewhere around here. Before that, there were exchange altcoins. Recently, an order of mine was triggered for some meme coins, like Trump and Milane. But I absolutely do not recommend it to you, because you might accumulate. It's unknown what will happen with these meme coins over time. That's why I don't buy more on the spot every time the market moves down. I will wait, guys. They won't go anywhere without me. Altcoins. They will still show their lower values. Well, if someone entered trades, for example, in longs from these levels, it's clear that higher up entering longs here was pointless. There's no sense in entering longs from the peak movements when Bitcoin is going up and entering longs here as well. But it always makes sense to entering a long position. Only at corrective values from these levels was possible. I showed you this, but someone might say, well, what's the point of looking at history, right? Entering long at some levels like 91,000. But guys, regarding this long position, you always need to tie in margins of at least 40%. So that if Bitcoin goes down, you won't be liquidated. Yes, so much margin as we are potentially reaching maximum values for Bitcoin and corrections. In these areas, they can be very significant. And moreover, look, one level, the next lower level, this is the level where there was a stop, similar to Bitcoin. Here people also open new long positions, meaning from this level you potentially need to take another 40%. The next level at right here where we stopped, the same thing. Some are now wondering if this is a reversal. In short, approximately every $6,000 Bitcoin stops and offers people a chance to go long a bit. But quite likely it's not the time yet. This all means that if you open a long position, make sure you have substantial backing for your trade. I'm looking at different chats now. People are groaning. Everyone is wondering how this can be. People are angry. Their altcoins aren't growing. And precisely the moment is needed when people become completely disillusioned, give up on the whole thing, and realize that yes, it's clear now, the bear market has started. I don't know at what level this will happen. You also need to look at the crowd sentiment, and when everyone says that the bear market has officially started, that it's time to exit altcoins, then perhaps it's time to average down. Perhaps then I will average down the altcoins I have, which have the potential to go up. But someone might say, there's little time left to reach the maximum values. This year is ending and we were aiming to reach the maximum values for Bitcoin by the end of the year to catch the alt season. What if the price continues to decline to some values and we simply sleep through all this time? And then the bear market will start and will go down, guys. A similar situation occurred in 21st year. And in fact, the situation in 21st year was scarier. I'll tell you, because here we potentially reach these here, the upper unloading values for Bitcoin from where the price went down, and people already flipped the switch that the bear market has started as we were in the unloading zone naturally and went into the bear market. Moreover, look at how much time it took to dump the entire R market by 56%. Right here for everyone to exit the market, but many yes, and for altcoins. And then to rise and reach even higher to the maximum value. Look here, from the main movements to the maximum, 183 days passed, and that's 6 months. That is, we flew down in May 2021 before the start of summer, and we were here all summer, fluctuating. In June, July, even August. Growth began in August. But from May to, let's see, by the beginning of November, we managed to both dump and grow. And if we consider these corrections approaching the maximum values we had in 2020, which were 31%, now we fell even less. If we look at today's times, it happened in just a few weeks. To be more precise, a dump occurred over 2 weeks and then growth followed. Therefore, my thoughts are that we will eventually turn around. But we will turn around from those values where there is complete market disappointment. We will go up, but we will go not to the same peaks as it was in the years 2020-2020. In the first year, it only slightly surpasses, but I think we will surpass the previous peaks quite significantly and then proceed to unload. That's regarding such global thoughts, and now let's connect my signal indicators on the 3-day charts first on the global scale. Let's see what signals they give. The first signal indicator is the Ichimoku Cloud Adept. Well, globally, it seems to be more or less okay. Bitcoin has 2 strong upward signals. The main overall signal is consolidation. Let's click through to smaller time frames, to the daily. Most likely there will be strong signals here. Down, because it sees that after this prolonged accumulation and move here, the next correction is logical, especially since we have fallen below this main cloud. This is a 1-day time frame. Signals on the 1-day time frame. Let's look at the 8-hour. Let's connect the charts and see what signals they give. Well, here all the signals are strongly down, which is not surprising. We will look at more local time frames. Perhaps there will be some element of a reversal or in the near future. Let's look at the next golden grail. 8-hour chart, no signal has appeared yet. The last signal was for selling, but these indicators should only be considered at the moment the signal is formed. I constantly tell you this, meaning you can't look at the history and see that there was some sell signal. It doesn't mean that now everything is going down, guys. Sometimes you need to click through different time frames with the current candle. If some signal starts to light up, then that's what you need to pay attention to. Now we will find such a candle, quite possibly not on this indicator. Maybe on another one. Here, there is still no buy signal, only the last signal was for selling. Alright, let's go. Bitcoin Adept buy and sell. Let's take a look. Here, you see the daily chart, the daily candle, and a buy signal has formed on it is right now, at this moment. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, that these signals are worth paying attention to. This means that this indicator, according to its various strategies, suggests that there will be an upward movement. It's not some kind of magic. It's just a collection of different tools, such as averages, moving averages, some other technical tools. And it simply uses them to make these assumptions. And it doesn't mean that when this buy signal lights up, we're suddenly going to soar to $1 million. Just as it lit up, the next signal could light up. For example, a sell signal and the price could go down. Well, just like it happened here. A buy signal, accordingly, the price went up. A sell signal, and that's it, we rolled downwards. This, guys, is regarding the daily chart. But let's look at a more local one. Maybe there's also a signal here that's forming on the current candle. Alright, let's load all these moments. No, here the buy signal was how many? One candle ago. And generally, the trend is currently on a slight upward move. Be sure, guys, to install all of my signal indicators. It's absolutely free. And join our trading chats, especially for the $3,000 giveaway, which will be this weekend. You can do it in the following way. Scroll down to the video description. Here you are. Find the line to go to the Adept for the $3,000 giveaway and more. You will receive these perks, including access to the closed trading chat and my signal indicators, as well as trading literature. Who is this intended for? You most likely already have an account on the Bybit exchange, and you can become my referral with an existing account. And get all of this without it costing you a single penny Click on this official Bybit exchange link, go to the partner community participation page, enter my referral code 31329, write the reason I want to join the Adept, and click send. On this page, you should already be logged into your Bybit account. And that's it. By doing so, you participate in the giveaway that will take place on the Telegram channel this weekend and gain access to everything. So, let's switch back to the Bitcoin chart. This is regarding the indicators. Let's switch to the weekly chart. And here, of course, a very good sign. For example, could be not even a sign, but you could say news if the US Federal Reserve started printing money as it did in the previous cycle. And this amount of money would then flow into various markets. There was also a reduction in the US Federal Reserve, after which at some point a situation with quantitative easing occurred. This was under the coronavirus. Money was printed accordingly and all the markets went up. Possibly such a situation might occur at some point in the near future, for example in the summer. We are also experiencing a decline. And if they start printing money, it will be a good sign for a market reversal and moving higher. Let's even bring up the chart with the interest rate. Much also depends on it. In the past, our interest rate was also raised. Let's move it. Here's the purple chart. It was raised, and at some point it was increased. Then they started to lower it. And this reduction plus with the printing of money, it gave a good pump for the crypto market. Perhaps now we have a similar situation. Again, maybe, yes, we see how the interest rate was constantly raised. Yes, it reached a level around 5.5%, after which they started to lower it at some point. If they lower it significantly and start printing money at that moment, this is a moment not to miss. It means that soon we will have a strong movement in the crypto market. And also for altcoins, about which you are very upset. And why are you upset about altcoins? Because they are not growing at all. And for some reason, you thought they would grow, that you would earn a huge number of multiples. In this matter, so you had some inflated expectations, and guys, your expectations were from investments in altcoins. And this word investments, honestly, it doesn't really fit altcoins at all. I wouldn't even really apply it to Bitcoin. But for altcoins, it's not applicable at all, because altcoins, as I repeat for the 1000th time, are a kind of scam scheme, a fraudulent scheme by private individuals who want to latch onto your wallet on the exchange so that you constantly buy them, average them, and recommend them to each other. And such a transfer of funds occurred from the less prepared to the more prepared. Therefore, when you invest in altcoins, you need to understand that you are essentially parting with your money. And under some fortunate circumstances, you might remember them if they really reach some heights. And then you won't be disappointed, guys. If you understand this whole scam fraud scheme, as I call it, yes, about altcoins. But people think that for some reason they have invested, and moreover, invested in some meme coins, in some trends that pass by very quickly. And for some reason, you decided that the creators of these meme coins or other altcoins would share their profits with you. And I even know how you invested, because I observe all this year after year. A person enters a chat, for example, and writes, guys, quickly write the top 5 altcoins. That you think will grow. And some Vasha, an unclear school kid, a 7-year-old writes, for example, some set of coins, another says, oh super, great, runs to buy. Others also see it, go and buy. And this is called investing. Or they open a video on YouTube titled Top 50 Altcoins that will make you rich, or Top 10. And there on YouTube, they tell you guys about such cool projects like Stark, a cool Russian project, a joke. And then some other stuff, rush to buy, and you just watch. Yes, for example, you eat something, watch, and then go and buy. Yes, this is what they call investments. And do you think you will outsmart these guys? Those guys who are in the market, who handle listings, or rather, who have listed their altcoin. And will you outsmart them with this approach to investments? Yes, of course not. And now someone might say, yes, Adept, you're just backtracking just in case because you're afraid. What if the bear market has started? What if altcoins start to plummet? You're preparing the ground, guys. I'll say right away, if I have thoughts regarding Bitcoin's move into a bear cycle, I will say that, guys, most likely the bear market has started and I don't care. I'm not stubborn. In this situation, under no circumstances should you, for example, say that Bitcoin will go somewhere, like to 100,000, and just sit there and insist that it will reach 100,000. When Bitcoin has already moved, for example, into a bear market, what are the indications of this? So, guys, I don't care if Bitcoin goes into a bear market. I will just say that most likely the bear market has started. And regarding altcoins, I'm not going to backtrack, and there's no point in doing so, as I never went forward with altcoins. I still consider altcoins a scam and invest money there, understanding that it's likely not going to come back to me. Some might grow, some altcoin might grow in 3, 4 or 5 years and provide some profit. Some might crash instantly. But the idea that, for example, I invested in 50 altcoins and 50 altcoins by the end of the year will give me some big profit, I'm definitely not counting on that. But at the same time, I am counting on some alt season for certain altcoins, which might happen by the end of this year. But guys, until that moment, you still need to hold on. And to hold on less, go to the exchange and check your balances. But, or rather how, if you are trading like I did, for example, when I was more vulnerable to these moments, you go to the exchange, see the balance dropping and think, well, to hell with it, I need to sell. Or, listen, I need to switch from one altcoin to another or need to average down. And you keep stirring up this commotion all the time. Quite simply, when you go to the exchange, well, for example, those who trade and see their balance just transfer from the exchange balance to cold wallets, and that's it. Forget about these altcoins and they won't bother you. Well, check every 2 to 3 weeks what the rate is for altcoins. But when you keep them solely on the exchange, there's a big chance to use them for something, like a sale, or to convert them into something else, or to use them for futures. So guys, you shouldn't do that. These are my thoughts today regarding the price of Bitcoin and altcoins. In the next video, I'll tell you something very interesting. Well, those who understand, yes, this video, the next one will give you something to think about. Why exactly these 4-year cycles for Bitcoin are made up and down, up and down, up and down. They ride us, and why exactly do they make corrections in each cycle? So it's clear. And yes, these movements can also be said to be a movement up, then a correction, and then the movement up itself. Why they also make corrections. This will be very interesting. That's all for now. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to hear my thoughts on the price of Bitcoin, also come over to me and become my referral on the Babin exchange. To participate in the $3,000 giveaway and gain access to our private trading chats where people, traders, participants share their trades made on the exchange. To all my signal indicators, there are about 8 of them, and to a large amount of literature on trading. Thank you to everyone who watched this video to the end. Goodbye everyone.